more fiber, get sleep, and get your vasectomy, people.
Jerk off to yourself in the mirror.
Welcome to In Moderation,
The show where we give you a moderate dose of info, sarcasm, and we already know we're not approved.
Here in Texas, my healthcare options are behind a barn. They said they could take me out back now, or they could...
Or later.
Or later, yeah. Those were the only two options they gave me.
And they just put you down? Is that the only option?
That's pretty much...
You know, I bet you could probably find some slightly shady vets that would help you out if you needed to.
Man. Honestly, though, like vets, name one difference between any animal and a human. Like, there's really none.
A cow has like 8 stomachs.
Okay, besides, name 12 more. Like, there's basically no differences. A vet, I'm sure, could take care of a human well enough.
If anybody's out there listening is willing to try this, if you're a vet and you want to give
Is it 8
one of
stomachs
us
or 4
healthcare.
stomachs? It's probably 4 stomachs, but yeah.
8 seems like
I
a
don't
lot.
know.
I don't
4.
remember how many.
Let's go with 4.
How many? Okay.
let's
now
split
I
the
gotta
difference, call it 6.
Hey, good enough.
You heard it here first on In Moderation, where everything is checked and we don't make anything up.
The cows have one stomach with 4 compartments or chambers. So I guess it's one stomach, but they got parts to their stomach like we got parts to our heart.
You know what always bothers me is the fact that we have got 3 I don't know if you call them compartments, on one of our lungs and then 2 on the other. Why are our lungs uneven?
I don't remember what the thought reasoning behind that or the theories behind that was. What the fuck?
Liam, you're right. It's 1 stomach and 4 chambers.
One stomach. Yeah, I'm right because I Google shit. That's basically all you have to do.
He's fast on the Google.
You just like, man, it's always like, do your own research. Like, your research was fucking nothing. Just Google that shit, dummy.
And your lungs are different sizes because they have to. Your heart takes up space.
Yes. Oh, is that why 3? So it's like the one on the right have 3 lobes because it's bigger, and so because your heart's on the left, sort of.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it is.
Damn.
Should we introduce everybody?
Oh, I guess
we should.
Did we already start? Should we start? Hey, everybody! Welcome to episode 69 plus. 4.
Can you hear me okay?
Or is it 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Every time I've connected my microphone, it's always just a disaster for me.
Oh, we're fine. I think it's 69 plus 4, so I'm going to go with that because we go just for Andy and Gabs who are here. We go base 69, so 69 minus this plus whatever, and we're on plus 4 right now, I believe. But how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Super duper, dude.
Oh, man, I just got back from COSI, which is, my daughter wakes up at like 7 in the morning. I'm like, okay, go to the gym, work out for a little bit while fucking people watch her, and then, basically go to the museum every day because that's the only thing this kid will fucking enjoy is just, there's tons of different things. T-Rex, look, that's awesome. Next thing, keep going. That's really my whole, and then I run back here, shove things into my face. Like people are always talking about like, oh, I make a whole meal. No.
Right.
I get home, I grab dates out of my out of my cabinet and peanut butter and a spoon. And I just eat a date and I shove peanut butter in there and I'll grab like a Fairlife for like extra protein. And that's
You're doing better than me. I had a peanut butter cookie for breakfast.
I honestly am not doing well right now either. I kind of wanted to eat rotisserie chicken.
Bro, those are fucking lifesavers when you just like, oh, here we go, food. It needs, like, it has to just be ready. It has to be ready. Like, set yourself up for success by just already having things. Like, in my drawer, like, I always talk about, I got, like, the dry roasted edamame. What else do I have here? Fucking things I drop. Pistachios. Like, all right, that's things I can just take and then put into my face hole. And then I'm good. And then none of this, like, I see so many of these fucking recipes where it's like, I just found out if you, and it just goes on for like 5 minutes. You're like, you add this and then you saute that, you flambe this. I'm like, what the fuck? Who are you? And why do you have all this time? I need food like ready now. So avocado toast. Thank you. I have a piece of bread, toaster, avocado.
Easy.
It's like maybe they have time for that because someone else is watching their children.
Yeah, like I got fucking kids, like, the whole.
I'm the only one in my house watching my kids, so that's not going to happen.
I can't even imagine.
What do you go to? Okay, what do you go to when you have fucking no time? You're just like, all right, I'm food now. Go.
Freezer meals.
freezer meals. Like, do you have a specific brand you go with or a specific type, or are you just like whatever?
Whatever's on sale.
There's some healthy choice ones that don't suck. The real good ones are okay.
Real good, the brand.
Yeah.
I was like, real good ones are okay. You know, the
real good food, they're trying to be higher in protein.
The real bad ones suck.
The real good ones.
I don't know why they keep making those.
People tell me those all the time. Like, they have the different chickens and stuff. It's like lightly breaded or whatever. Like, I haven't gotten those yet because I don't eat like a ton of chicken. But like, yeah, I always go the bird's eye power blends. Like, that's my go-to. I just like throw that shit in the microwave for like 5 minutes and then I'm good.
Here's, as someone who's lost 110 pounds, my meals have to be quick or I'm not going to make them.
Right.
Yes.
It's everything I make on a regular basis, for the most part, unless I want to get fancy with something or I want to try something, which is rare. My meals take maybe 10 minutes max. And a lot of that is just like heating something up and walking away from it. That's it. It doesn't, because
crossing your fingers that it doesn't set on fire.
Microwave potatoes.
Microwave potato, bro. Microwave potatoes is fucking shit. So listen, I usually like just kind of wash it a little bit because, like, I don't know, dirt or something, whatever. And then I pierce it like a few times with a knife or a fork, wrap it in paper towel, and then I throw it in for like 5 minutes. If it's one of those like massive potatoes, it'll take like more like 10. And then you just cut that shit open and you put whatever on there. You know what I just had yesterday for a video? You know what I did? Tuna and beans and tuna fish on the burrito. So there's jacket potatoes. You ever heard of jacket potatoes? It's a Britishy thing.
I'm leaving.
Okay, good. See you later, Mike. So typically it's beans or like tuna and corn. But like some places I was like, they do beans and they do tuna at the same time. And I was like, I like all three of those things. So ergo, I should like them together.
You should be able to shove them in your mouth and go, mmm.
But yes, to answer your question, it wasn't actually that bad. Like, I actually enjoyed it. But it is a little weird. I think you should go tuna or beans. Anyway, the point is, you can throw whatever on a fucking potato. Like, tuna and corn's actually pretty good, or beans, and then you do, like some cheese or fucking salt and pepper. Boom, whatever. Done.
Oh, if you put some like taco seasoning on chicken and beans and cheese, and put on a potato.
I like that. I like the taco seasoning thing because like seasoning's already like in the packet or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. People like, make your own taco seasonings. Get the fuck out of here! I'm not making my own taco seasoning. Are you shitting me? It's 2025, and I'm gonna be sitting here being like, okay, a dash of cumin and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, absolutely not. So,
I used to do that when I was motivated and not a single parent.
I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I ever will do that. But you could do like a pizza thing. What if you did like cheese and like pepperoni or like other pizza toppings or something like that? That'd be really good.
Potatoes are like the miracle food.
They are.
You cannot go wrong with a potato.
Every time I eat a potato.
Right? I've never had a bad potato.
So
it's like $5 and you get whatever 3.
College.
Especially if you're broke, potatoes the shit, man. Okay, what do you think is most like underrated food for like health wise? What do you think? I already got something in mind. So you can pick either like an individual food.
Is yours beans?
Or no, it's not beans. Shut up, Rob. Get out of here, beans. No. Or like a meal. Like what?
Edamame.
Edamame is also really, but that is bean.
You stole mine.
Protein and fiber.
And healthy fats.
And it's easy. You can just buy it frozen and then and healthy fats.
It's really got everything except for it's got soy, which destroys your everything according to social media.
Gives pretty much boobs.
All it does is destroy my fucking comment section.
Yeah,
that's the only thing it's ever ruined.
It's not,
and you can entertain children because you can squeeze, you can pop them out of the pod.
Now, I did have someone comment to me. I think I met them in person, and they're like, I tried the edamame and it wasn't good, and it turns out they were trying to eat the pod. So you don't eat the pod. You just
they are not snap peas.
No, they're not snap peas. Exactly. You have to just like pop the little, edamame out of the pod. What I find interesting is if you don't say soy, if you just say edamame, you won't even get comments about soy because people don't even fucking know. I
just messed that up. I just said, it's not an allergen. Yeah. People don't think about
it. Yeah. So it's like people don't even know it's soy. But you say like soy milk or, one of those other ones, then that's when your comment section fucking lights up with, it's terrible for this and that. Like, you don't even know what soy is. And you're trying to tell me it's terrible?
Yeah.
Dummies. No, I was thinking of an actual meal. You know what's super underrated? Burritos. I gotta say, I feel like the burrito is like crazy underrated just for either weight loss or health or whatever, because like you can just throw whatever you want in there. Obviously you can get like the low carb ones with like extra fiber, but even if you don't, like,
can I
people
just
do
give a
rice,
quick
beans,
shout
corn.
out to, if anybody's looking for a lower calorie, higher fiber alternative to tortilla wraps, like the carb smart ones or the whole wheat ones, I think they're pressing them out of cardboard in a pasta press. Like they're just like fibrous and disgusting. The only good ones that I've been able to find are the Extreme Wellness wraps.
Extreme Wellness as top tier. That's the best one.
But
they're soft.
Mission has the like white flour ones that are not whole wheat and are also high fiber.
Oh, really?
High protein.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I usually see
White
carb
tortilla.
counter. Okay.
Mhm.
So I probably have to
Yeah.
try it.
The Extreme Wellness ones are 50 to 60 calories. I think it's 12 grams of fiber.
I know.
And they're
it's wild.
really soft. Like you can fold them, bend them. They don't crack like some of the other ones do.
How much are they?
I don't know how they do it.
Are they cheap? Like Mission ones? I actually don't know how much.
I think they might be a little bit more expensive, but typically when I go to my store, it's like $4 or $5 for a pack.
Yeah. They're like
And they make a
here.
mean quesadilla.
Yeah, throw cheese in there. Fuck, that's good. Oh, you know what you can do? I saw this. I did this once. You throw them in the toaster. So you just like fold up the sides and then fold up the top, make it into like a hot pocket, and you do like cheese, or you do what's another one?
Pockets.
Yeah, fucking hot pockets, man. My problem with the hot pockets though is you bite into it and then it's scalding hot, and then you give it a second and then it's ice cold. Other parts are ice cold. I hate that shit. But like banana and peanut butter, that's what you throw in the wrap together. Smash it, toaster, boom.
Air fryer. I think air fryer was the best investment I ever made because it cooks so much faster and it's just so easy and you can't mess it up. I feel like when you put things in the air fryer.
And we're talking about potatoes. You just throw
I
like
throw everything in the air fryer. I just press the steak button or the vegetable button and then I leave it and then I come back. It's done.
I like like air fryer fries are good, but like the fingerling potatoes, man, you cut those fucking things in half, throw them on a sheet or whatever, throw them in the air fryer, oil, seasoning, so good.
And people forget that like potatoes have fiber in them.
That's because I think we've been taught it's all fucking insulin inducing fucking simple carbs or whatever. That's what I see.
Well, and then for leftovers, potatoes become resistant starch. So it's just like, you cannot go wrong with this potato. I'm just so sick of the potato hate.
The reason why we think that they're so unhealthy isn't because of the potato itself. It's because of the way that they're often prepared. Like, yes, if you're only eating fries, then yes, there's going to be a lot of extra calories involved. But
We're slathering it in butter.
I'm sorry.
I challenge anybody listening to us right now to eat like one of those giant potato, like one of the ones where you can't wrap your whole hand around it. And it's 300 calories max for that whole thing.
Have you guys ever had a Japanese sweet potato?
No.
I think so.
Oh my
Are those
God.
the purple ones?
There's the purple ones and then there's the Japanese ones. They're more like, they're yellowy inside and they taste more buttery and sweeter. And then you put butter on, they're so good.
Oh, that looks great.
It's so good. They make the best fries.
Do you have to like special order this or go to a specific
yeah.
store?
You have to fly to Japan, go out to the fields,
so
pick one yourself.
Not the same as a sack of potatoes, but they're really good.
Yeah, this is something I'd definitely try.
They're so good.
Pretty much any potato I'm in, like sweet potatoes, man, it's fucking just so good. I've seen like this. I've been wanting to make a little recently. People have been tagging me in it, like sweet potato toast. I've seen like Mariana. If Mariana's like, she made a few of these. You just slice them up, and some people throw them in the fucking toaster, and I feel like I'm calling bullshit. I don't feel like I feel like they'll burn before they'll cook, but I'm gonna give it a try. You slice them up, and then just throw them right in the toaster, and then add whatever you usually do to toast, like I don't know, like avocado or whatever.
Pumpkin pie spice on sweet potatoes.
Oh man, yeah, it's because you got cinnamon.
Oh, you know what I used to do? I would microwave a sweet potato, just like you would microwave a regular potato, in a cup. And then I would mash it down with a fork. Stick with me here. It's going to get weird.
You throw chocolate in there. Cocoa. So you're making a cake.
I would put some, so I'd mash it up like a regular mashed potato. I'd put some sugar-free maple syrup in there and cinnamon, pumpkin spice, which is what you said before, and peanut butter.
Oh,
no, that sounds really good, though.
I could see that.
It freaks a bunch of people out when you say it at first, but all of you're enlightened, so you know. It just adds a nice creamy texture to it. It's like a sweet potato pie in a cup. And I used to have that before workouts, and it was fantastic.
You'll never be allowed in Canada with that sugar-free maple syrup.
No,
passports right now. I can't leave anyway.
You don't even need a passport soon. It's fine.
This might be more involved than what we're thinking, but something I do when I want a meal that looks prepared, but it's not really. I get a frozen thing of butternut squash, and then I thaw it, and then I get a blender, and I put that in the blender with like, it's different every time, like chicken broth, and then spices. I'll do like nutritional yeast, salt, pepper, garlic,
what are we doing here?
Yes, it can be a soup, but you can also make it into a sauce.
Okay.
Depending on how much chicken broth you put in. And then I make a pot of pasta, and then I put the cooked pasta in like a little casserole dish, and then I pour the sauce over it, and then I put it in the oven with like breadcrumbs on top. And then if you have leftover sauce, I've either put it in the freezer to make soup out of it eventually, or I put it on a potato and make like a baked potato kind of situation. And if you want to add cheese to it, you can.
I like the sauce thing. What I would add to that, the other thing I would put in there is like nutritional yeast. Because if you ever had that. Yeah. Did you say that? All right, I missed it.
I was actually about to mention like how much of a hack nutritional yeast is, because you had said that and it just lit up in my mind.
Oh, and
like
cashews sometimes.
Cashews is a good one. That's a good one.
Nutritional yeast, butternut squash, chicken broth.
If you can soak the cashews first, like it's definitely a little bit better if you're able to like soak
but
them
if you want to be really lazy, you don't. And then you
I get it. I totally get it.
I've done walnuts because I didn't have cashews. I've done pine nuts because I didn't have cashews. You can really do anything. Add herbs.
And now with like all the different like pasta options, you're like, oh, if I get gluten intolerant or whatever, then you get the Bonza pasta, which is really the only like good chickpea pasta, honestly, in my opinion. It's still not great, but like it's the best one. Or there's all sorts of different like pasta. I just found light pasta right now, which is like has like 100 calories and like 15 grams of fiber. Like they're just adding fiber to everything, and I'm like totally in on it.
I love
whatever.
Has anybody here had the Brahmi pasta? Lupini beans?
Is that the one that has like insane fiber in it?
But lupini beans have like nuts amount of fiber in them.
Yeah, a lot of fiber, a lot of protein. Mm-hmm. And it tastes every bit as good as regular pasta. I've got like 10 boxes of it. Anytime it's stocking.
I was like super skeptical. What is it, lupini?
Yeah, it's called Brahmi, Brami. And it's I've been eating, in terms of pasta, nothing but that for like months now.
Another lupini pasta is Kaizen. I've never heard of this one though.
That's the one I was thinking of.
How much protein and fiber's in it.
That's the
brand. You gotta really warn people though. I feel like so many people don't realize that, and then they're like, I was having diarrhea for like
ooh, yeah, fiber, and then so they're not used to having 50 grams of fiber in a day, and suddenly they got to call out of work.
How do you only, because the average American gets 10 to 15, how do you only get 10 to 15? So like you wake up like a sugary cereal, like I don't know, like Rice Krispies or something. I guess you're not getting any there. Then like what,
white
like
bread?
Candy bar? Okay, I guess white bread.
If you do like a white bread, a white pasta, if you don't eat any fruits and vegetables.
Okay, so yeah, if you're on fruits and vegetables out, like it's got to be all just like super ultra like ramen,
but refined. Yeah, but if you only focus on like refined grains, or don't eat any fruits and vegetables.
I guess you eat a lot of meat, so you also eat a lot of meat. You don't.
Yeah, a lot of meat. People also just think fiber is fruits and veggies, so they don't think about like fiber sources are whole grains, so like whole wheat toast, whole wheat pasta. Fruit, vegetables, beans, nuts, seeds. You have to like incorporate all those things, or else it's hard. Fruit and vegetables, some of them don't have a ton. You have to like include all.
I feel like you just gotta be eating like cheese and meat.
A lot of people are eating fast food.
Yeah,
I guess. Not Taco Bell, because you definitely get. That's what people will say. Like, I shit myself when I go to Taco Bell. I'm like, that's because it actually is like the one place that has fiber in it.
And even too with vegetables, to get a good serving of fiber, you have to eat like a cup of them.
That's
like the serving size for vegetables to get like 5 or 6 grams of fiber is a cup. It's kind of a lot.
Yeah,
it's not half a carrot on the side of the plate.
No, it's so I think for some of the foods, the serving size, people just aren't eating enough.
Yeah.
And then some of the like the high fiber products, people just aren't substituting them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
Well, most of their plate is just a steak the size of their head.
Tomahawk.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's say what about for people who like want nutrients but like can't have fiber? Like, because I always get that, like, okay, I need low fiber options because of, you know, whatever disorder or something like that. Which I feel like if I was in that situation, I'd probably start juicing. Like, you take, like, you know, the fruits and vegetables, like, you actually can remove that. You still get the vitamins, minerals, you still get the antioxidants, that sort of thing.
I mean, I think no matter what GI issue you have, you might have to, everyone needs fiber. Like, what's an example that you wouldn't need fiber? Like with Crohn's,
low residue diets. Like low residue diets exist.
Yeah, but for short periods of time, typically.
Not necessarily. If you have Crohn's or colitis, like high fiber diets can not be a thing.
Well, for Crohn's and colitis, they used to say that, but we now recommend like at the hospital, they would be like Mediterranean diet. Over that, it's just like it's different types of fiber. So we want to get like rid of the skin, the seeds.
So you want more soluble fiber? Is it the insoluble fiber that's causing more of the issues? Because I actually don't like know when it comes to like Crohn's and IBS and that sort of
usually
stuff.
That's what's making people run to the bathroom more. But even in general, you want to pick more like gentler fiber sources. So looking at, the skins and the seeds are the insoluble part that's going to cause more diarrhea. And then you also want to cook it because that breaks down the fiber a little bit. It also just depends on individual tolerance, but like maybe the higher FODMAP fiber foods, they're not going to tolerate as much. But usually with like colitis or
diverticulitis.
That's what I was about to say. Diverticulitis. It's like a short period of time where you probably you're definitely not going to get the daily recommended amount of fiber, but if you're doing it gradually and doing it in small amounts, that's also where the fiber supplements come in handy too, because they're all built off of soluble fiber, which is a little like easier for people. But yeah,
I would have like chia seeds. Super, like that's I just go to that. Like that's for me. Like it's just so that is like one of the most like fiber. One serving's what, like 11 grams of fiber or something like that. And I feel like most of it is solid. I think most of it's soluble fiber. It has to be soluble fiber because it's like all gel. It makes like a huge sticky gel when you put it in water.
Can we just quickly provide a layman's warning to those who may have seen a video suggesting that you should have 100 grams of chia seeds in a day? Has anybody seen this video?
No.
I have not.
I have not.
I know that shot up a bunch of red flags for everybody here. Yeah. They're like, well, if you have 100 grams of chia seeds in a day, you'll lose weight. And I was thinking, well, yeah, because you're going to plug your system up so bad that you're never going to eat again.
That's another thing with fiber, water. Think about how much chia seeds is just going to sit
and like let's talk about blockages. And those are like, I hate, granted, that's a problem with making like a blanket recommendation. Everybody needs to do this.
Yeah.
And then saying like without you need to move, you need to drink water. If you have a bowel condition, oh my God, don't do this because it's going to send somebody to the hospital.
Yeah.
Who should have 100 grams of chia seeds, though? That is an excessive amount. I think the scientific term is a fuck-ass amount.
Liam can do that.
So
he's probably
the
like the
who
only
have access
person
to
who
free
can.
chia seeds, where somehow they have like a farm. I don't know. Where do you even grow? I don't even know.
They grow chia pets.
I don't even do I think the serving size says what? 2 tablespoons? 1?
Yeah, 2 tablespoons.
I always just do 1. Well, I do a fourth a cup sometimes with chia seed pudding, but you have
a fourth of it. Yeah, well, okay,
I got a really good tolerance to fiber. I think you got to build your way up to that.
Oh, for sure. Like I've definitely eaten over 100 and I'm fine. Like the Royo brands just sent me like their bagels and each one is 32 grams of fiber. I was like, you're going to fucking mess some people up.
Gosh.
Yeah. It's 80 calories though. It's only 80 calories for the bagel.
That's insane.
Yeah, right? They're in my freezer right now because I couldn't get to all of them. I was like, I'll just fucking throw them in the freezer.
I had somebody send me a box of the Smart Sweets.
Oh,
and
I can't do those. Well, maybe I can.
I sat there eating I think maybe 6 or 7 bags just in one stream. I was doing it on while I was streaming.
Rob,
but that's only
400 grams of fiber.
calories. Whatever. Fuck the fiber. It's only like 500 calories. Yeah, because each one, depending, they have changed a little bit. They used to have like 20 something grams of fiber, and now they're like 11. But if you really want the fiber, Lily's gummies, bro. Lily's gummies, each bag is 25. Each bag is 25 grams of fiber, I remember, and 70 calories. I remember looking at that and being like, this is a fucking hack right here. Yeah, they're like $4 a bag, so I guess they're kind of expensive, but that's what you get your fiber in.
If you want a fun read, go on to like a Reddit thread where people have tried the keto bagels for the first time, where they're amazed that they found bagels that were 90 calories and then found out why the next day.
Much fiber.
The next day.
They had like something terrible is happening to me right now. I don't know if I need to go to the hospital or I need to be exercised or what. But there's something horrendous going on to my body at the moment, and it's because they're like at Aldi, they're 29 grams of fiber, 90 calories. People are not prepared. They see the 90 calories and like, cool, I've got bagels again. No, you don't.
That's why so many people are turned off of fiber, though, because they like don't learn the sources from real food, and then they go for these supplements, and then they're like, I don't tolerate it. I'm like, a lot of people wouldn't tolerate it like that. It's hard.
Well, Smart Sweets used to use allulose.
Oh, yeah.
Do they not use allulose anymore?
No, they changed it.
I thought they still did.
No, I think they changed it.
Because allulose, so allulose is a 0-calorie sweetener, and allulose is found in certain foods like naturally. I think like raisins or something has like a little bit of them. But like, it doesn't it act sort of as a fiber as well, like in a way?
Kind of. And like I ate one bag and I was in bed with so much pain I thought I was going to die. But they don't like, I think they changed it. But yeah, I think they changed it and added more like isomalto-oligosaccharides instead.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, man. Speaking of Aldi, though, that's the fucking place, man. If you want, like, I feel so bad for people in, like, Colorado. We've been looking for a place to, like, move, and we're like, hey, Colorado's nice, but I'm like, oh, they don't have Aldi. So, like, it's got to be out. I can't.
I'm going to be in Colorado within the next year, and that's one of the things that's killing me right now.
Isomalto-oligosaccharides, chicory root.
You said they took out the allulose.
Yeah, it says the isomalto-oligosaccharides instead.
Yeah.
I think that's what you said.
I think they got, granted, I don't know this, but I think they got some feedback about the allulose because there was quite a bit in it. And allulose can be a thing.
I mean, speaking of FODMAP foods, erythritol is another one that's often used in these, and it's horrendous on me personally, but I know it wrecks a bunch of people.
Yeah, people tell me all the time that it messes up their system. And like then there was that whole report about like that and like heart attacks or something. There was like a link between that.
Was the dumbest study I've ever
They didn't even measure dietary intake. It was just like what was in their blood. And like your body can make some of it naturally.
It can make quite a bit of it, especially it can make it especially in disease states because it makes it from the pentose phosphate pathway. And the entire population of people they used had like diabetes, heart disease, were old. Like the whole group that they studied had disease risk. And then they were surprised when they had high levels of erythritol.
Can we just acknowledge for a second that some of these studies are performed on like, we found erythritol in the bloodstream of someone who just got tased and they had a heart attack. It must have been from the erythritol. Like, no, it might have been the fact that they were tased.
Then there was another study and they're like, this causes blood clotting after we drew a sample. After we fed people erythritol, took a blood sample, put things in it and stirred it up. It's like, dude.
Well, yeah, no.
But that's exactly how your body works.
What I love though is like the fucking grifters. Okay, so the ones that sell all the supplements and shit. I love the moment any study comes out about like aspartame and possible negative side effects, they jump all over that shit. It is everywhere. You remember when aspartame became labeled a possible carcinogen? Fucking the world was ending. Like it was just everywhere. But the moment anything on stevia or even erythritol comes out, like, oh no, that's just like fake science. Like that doesn't matter because it's in my product. So like I can't fucking talk about that shit. Like it's just
people crazy. Tolerate erythritol more typically more than like sorbitol or xylitol because of where it's absorbed. Yeah, because I believe the sorbitol and mannitol go to the large intestine, which is where like fermentation happens. So like that's like FODMAPs where things are like causing gas, but erythritol is mostly absorbed in the small intestine.
Can erythritol be so the other ones can be like fermented. I know it's like a problem, like with the other sugar alcohols, right? Like the maltitol and all these things. Like they actually have like 2 calories per gram, whereas erythritol I think has like 0.1 calorie per gram because it's just not you can't get any real any calories from it. So like I'm assuming that like that like fermentation or whatever for the other sugar alcohols, because man, you look up, man, you want to have a fun day, like just look up the reviews of like the sugar-free gummy bears or whatever, because those are all like sugar alcohols. That's all like sorbitol and shit, and the people are just smashing
those just go right through. I think erythritol is absorbed in the small intestine, goes into the bloodstream, and then aspartame is just broken down real quick and doesn't even reach
just the large intestine.
It doesn't even reach your gut. That's why studies show that it doesn't affect your gut microbiome because it's broken down too fast.
Right. Yeah.
But
it's broken down into methanol and fucking phenylalanine.
Aspartic acid. But yeah, like some of the other sugar alcohols, that's why they
like the allulose, it makes sense. That goes right through you. But that now they're doing the oligosaccharide, which is like a longer chain. So it's like going to take a little longer rather than like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Rob, how quickly can you get In Moderation branded toilet paper on the market before this episode goes out? I think we might have some cross branding. There you go.
There we go.
It's poop approved. Like we need some kind of like tagline on it or something. Like I don't know.
It's not. It's potty approved. We'll say
potty approved.
Hey, I've worn adult diapers. They're pretty comfortable.
In Moderation adult diapers.
Am I the only one in here who's worn those?
No, I had one when I was in hospital in the Philippines.
I might start.
They're comfortable. I was really mad that I had to like stop wearing those. These are nice.
I work from home now, so why not?
Why not?
Walk into the bathroom. You know how many steps that is?
Ma'am, turn it.
Cartman. I totally forgot about that episode. It's so if you haven't watched that, just look up Mom Bathroom Cartman South Park.
Is it the Dungeons? What's the Dungeons and
Warcraft?
It was World of Warcraft,
yeah.
and they're playing, and he couldn't go to the bathroom, so she just brings down a fucking whatever
bedpan.
Bedpan.
Feeding him Hot Pockets, and
they just become so fat, like they just become all huge, and the acne. That's one of the greatest South Park episodes. Holy shit! My fucking South Park shirt. I can't even like wash it because it's starting to break down, so I have to like leave it, and I don't want to ruin it anymore. And it's like they only sold it for a little bit. It's like South Park's, or it's Cartman's famous like chili, and it's like made with real Tenderman in it. I'm like, this is like the fucking greatest shirt. Yeah, it's got a little finger in it, the chili. It's so good, and I'm like, I can't wash it because I don't. Oh, that's classic. That's like. The first few years, so good.
I'm just here to derail the podcast, by the way. I'm not here for help. I'm just here for distractions.
There's no way to derail an already derailed we start this episode off the track. Crash, usually burning, leaking some kind of toxic fluid.
Listen, Mike, okay, we have a plan. You have a plan, and so do we. And our plan is to give a little bit of useful information and then just fuck around. And because like whatever, like life just it can be so shitty. So like you got to just be able to laugh at like a lot of the shit. Like so much I get tagged in is just complete and utter garbage. And I'm like, am I really going to take this seriously? Am I really going to take someone yelling at me about kale seriously? Like, get fucked. I don't care. You don't even have a shirt on in a grocery store and you're yelling about me about fucking vegetables.
But actually, cucumber is a fruit.
Oh, it's got seeds in it. It's a fruit. That just drove me up a fucking wall when I did like a Plant You video, and she's like sneaky vegetables, and there was zucchini and tomatoes in there, and they're like, half of those are fruits.
Actually, it's a berry.
God, that's just
one thing specifically about these people bothers me a whole lot, and I don't know if it's like just micromanaging or what have you, but it's the types of videos where they go into a store, say they pick up like a bottle of sugar-free Sweet Baby Ray's, and they'll point to it and they'll go like, and look at this high fructose corn syrup. and here's sodium, and here's like whatever, and they're just going down like, they've got gums or what have you, and they don't talk about like what that might mean or why it's bad. They're just saying like,
because they don't know.
Naming the ingredient is the bad thing.
No, they just heard someone say it, so they're just repeating it.
Yeah, I can't handle when like the rise of the young teenagers doing it. It's like, oh my
Or it's like a 16-year-old who had to get a ride to Walmart to film this video with his shirt.
Don't worry, they brought their cutting board though with all the food on it.
It's really bad.
Well, and then the people in the comments were supporting it like, oh, this is so great. It's like, no, this is terrifying.
It is
like, what kind of adult is this person going to become?
Have you seen the 12-year-old kid drinking raw milk?
No. I don't want to see that.
No.
It's awful.
Like, I actually don't want to see that.
I stitched it, and I blurred his face out. I had to blur out because he had his like a school shirt on. So if like you could Google it in 2 minutes, you could figure out where he lives. And I had to do all this censorship. And in one of the videos, you can see some like an adult standing behind him. Clearly, like they're trying to make him do this or whatever. And it's, this kid's drinking raw milk and eating raw meat, and then interspersed, he's talking about God. And I'm like, it's like quoting scripture, and his eyes are dead. And I'm like, what is happening here?
But that's the stuff that goes like, more viral, right? Or whatever. It's just like
that's the goal, probably, is like the shock value of seeing this child.
I think some people very actively know that what they're saying is so incorrect, and they're just doing it for views. And then some people genuinely are just so clueless. So it's hard to kind of tell.
That's pretty much what you got, the two camps, the people that are in it for the money and the people that are just stupid.
Yeah.
Dr. Ziegler Monster, the scientist, she did this video on Instagram about the potential for raw milk and bird flu, basically bird flu to mutate and raw milk to be able to spread bird flu mutations and to become like a pandemic type pathogen and people to spread it around through raw milk. It was terrifying.
I guess that's kind of the downside of let them drink their raw milk. Like, let them drink their raw milk. And then we have fucking bird flu.
But then the like normal people are going to potentially get it because
people were drinking raw milk and got bird flu and then gave it to them.
And the same people drinking the raw milk are going to be going to Walmart while they're sick.
Right, and because of the potential for bird flu to mutate from animal to human and spread through raw milk. And granted, I don't know if that's going to happen, but if it does, I'm going to come for these people. Like, I'm mad at them.
It's very ironic that they're yelling at us about aspartame and artificial, like, colors and all these things. And it's like, no, like,
Diet Coke will not give me E. coli.
I've never gotten sick from a Diet Coke in my life, and I never will.
I've gotten a little gassy.
Right?
But that's it.
A few real good burps.
Oh, man. I feel like they pick up the ones, though, like, the ones that seem to go, like, more viral that I see is when they pick up, like, a product that's healthier, quote unquote, like a Fairlife or something, that we think is healthier. Then they go, oh, it's got the gums, it's got this, it's got that, because people are like, oh, I finally thought I had something that, like, I tasted good and was, like, good for me. But then, they come in with the, like, oh, but it's got all this shit in it.
How does this Fairlife protein shake say that it's protein when there's not even protein listed in the ingredients?
Oh my god,
that's a great video.
Oh god,
it's saying when they do
that.
Checkmate.
It says
liberals.
nothing about protein. Oh
Nope.
shit, that was good. I think he took that video down because people were just like, "It's fucking milk, bro." If you didn't know, it's got protein.
People have said that. Who are you talking about?
There was a younger guy that was like, he was looking at it, and I remember Zach Cohen like stitched it. That was hilarious. And he's just like, it says nothing about protein on the ingredients label. But then there was the other guy that you stitched, Gabriel, like that one dude who's constantly yelling about everything,
saying the same thing.
Yeah, so there's a few of it's so fucking good.
It's just basic nutrition that is it's so bad though, because milk's a protein. That's all they need to know. Like, that's where whey protein
or
that's
milk
all they need to know, but they don't know.
I know.
Yeah, milk has protein. Yeah, we have drifted so far away from people knowing what they're talking about that it's just
man. But like, I feel like you kind of have to make it a little bit, you obviously have to make it a little more complicated. One of my favorites, Gary Brecka. I talk about my love interest. He's it's so fucking good. Like, I remember this one.
blend fruits because you'll quadruple the glycemic profile. I mean, the difference between a banana that you eat and a banana you put in a blender is night and day.
What?
Oh, the banana one.
What?
Yes. Where he said, like, yeah, if you blend a banana, it quadruples the glycemic index, which is not true at all. It does nothing to banana, and to fruits that have like seeds, like more seeds in them, like blackberries or whatever. It'll actually lower the glycemic index because you blend up the seeds, which give you more access to the fiber in the seeds, and will actually lower the glycemic index.
When you
But,
chew
like,
the banana, wouldn't chewing it do the same thing?
Of course not, Mike, you dummy. Blender's way different.
You can eat a lot. You can eat more bananas in a short amount of time if you blend it up. That would quadruple the.
I guess consuming
blood sugar
more
spike.
of it.
But it's like.
But no, a banana that you eat and a banana you put in the blender, it's night and day difference, according to Gary Brecka.
Not that far.
Fun fact, there's actually 10 times more calories in a banana milkshake than there is in a banana. Frightening.
I think I heard some kind of quote, I don't know who it was from or where I heard it, that it wasn't like the correctness of the information delivered. It was like the confidence of the presenter.
Yes. Oh, and Gary Brecka's got the best confidence. It's so fucking
it's like I wish I had the confidence of a mediocre white man like that guy. Like, but seriously,
and that's exactly why they're called confidence men.
Yes.
Touche.
Oh, the fucking stage presence is so good. I just love watching a fucking grifter in their habitat, you know what I'm saying? Which is up on stage with a whiteboard. And it's fun to watch.
Like, how do you get away with people listening to you after you've told them you inject yourself with your own pee?
Fucking Dave Asprey.
Like, how do you keep going after that? But alas, here we are.
And so, like, yeah, it's kind of gotten to the point where I just have to make fun of it. People are like, oh, you got to show how it's wrong. Like, I don't give a fuck, man. I just don't give a fuck anymore. I'm not going into research about why fucking peanut butter isn't killing you. I'm really not. Like, it's fucking peanut butter. Jesus.
No, I'm just going to make stupid memes for the rest of my life.
It's more fun that way. My mental health has
I'm sure you guys will have a lot of material with your new human health whatever service guy.
Yeah.
It's not funny, Rob. It's I don't even know what to do.
Okay, listen. I've been thinking about this for the past few days because I've been seeing a lot of people like Dr. Ids and everybody talking about the RFK thing. And what I see like always in the comments is, okay, but Americans are sick and something has to be done. And I just want to say I wholeheartedly agree. Like, I totally agree with them that we should change things. And I feel like that side doesn't think that we think things should change. They think we are like, oh, everything should just remain the same. And we're like, absolutely not. Like, we have major issues, lack of exercise, lack of access to like, nutrient dense foods. So don't you think that like giving people more access to these nutrient dense foods, wouldn't that have an overall better impact on our health than getting rid of a single food dye? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it goes back to the food pyramid studies where 80% of people weren't following them anyway.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that like when Michelle Obama did all of her stuff to like push exercise and push better nutrition and do things to improve school lunches, which she actually did, they freaked out and they're like, we don't want you to tell us what to eat and how dare you. And
I don't remember that was a while ago, so I don't really remember that.
It was.
Okay.
I remember that.
And there was so much pushback that like, how dare you tell us what to eat?
We're just entitled.
Yeah. How dare you tell us what to eat unless it's raw milk? Then you can tell us what to eat.
But like, there was such big pushback, and it's just like.
Do you think RFK's could be able to do anything then? Like, if he gets rid of things, do you think there's just going to be so much pushback from that he won't?
No, there's no pushback. They love it when he does it.
Here's the thing: the thing is they've already rolled back limits on like PFAS in water. They've already gotten rid of like.
I haven't seen.
If you actually. Yeah, so they already rolled back limits on PFAS in water, like the plastic straw thing. Like we're paper straws. We're getting rid of paper straws and pulling back the plastic ones. So
it's wild, man.
Forever chemicals, they say.
So like,
they call them.
And like all of the terms that they're getting rid of being able to use in research papers.
Right,
like
I saw that.
Bias and women. Like you can't add women to research papers.
Why?
No, that's DEI. That's why.
No, I'm totally.
No, this is actual. I've seen these same things.
This is actually true. You cannot. The word "women" is being filtered out in future research papers.
Well,
I'm not even joking. So
give us one reason why we should care about women's health.
I'm not even kidding. It's just like
it's scary.
But like
nobody's gonna get healthier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the whole like his shit on TikTok that I kept getting tagged in the RFK thing was we're being bombarded with toxins and we need to get rid of them. And it seems, and now they're like rolling back restrictions on
PFAS in water, right? And adding more microplastics to the ocean.
And like mental health medications, he's done something with that, like trying to lower access to people in, which is
saying people need to be in camps because of their on an antidepressant.
Farms. They're calling them farms. Wellness
doctors actually test people for ADHD instead of just giving it out when people say I can't focus. Because there's people like me who actually have ADHD. Like that's so annoying.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. Nobody's gonna. I don't know.
I just don't see any good. Like how? What? In what possible? Like I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. Like I'm really like trying my hardest to be like, okay, well if they do this, I can't even come up with a single thing.
Well,
like I don't.
And there are also budget cuts to program like Medicaid. How's that's not helping anybody.
So, okay, how do we help people? And what do you think? Like, what do you, how, like the opposite of the opposite? Okay, what do you think? What should we be doing?
Adding funding to the programs they're currently cutting funding on.
So because
the thing is you can't fix problems. Usually these systemic issues, you have to add funding to them to fix a problem. It's exactly what they don't want to do.
This really goes back to when we had Taylor Nichols on talking about, goddamn.
Talking about something important.
Something very important, you know.
Just so important.
I'm just so damn tired.
Trump just rolled back our ability to talk about what
I think
Taylor
what we should
mentioned.
do is people need to stop focusing so much on all like if you don't want to buy foods with food dye or food with seed oils or whatever, you can do that. Like it's okay, you can make your own choices, but just make sure you get enough water. Make sure you know what foods have fiber in them. Make sure you get enough protein. Like it really doesn't need to be that complicated.
But the thing is if you can't access them, if you can't afford them, what's the point? If you don't have a livable wage, if there's not a grocery store in your area, you're still screwed.
Yeah.
And the issue with healthcare is that people don't have healthcare or have crappy healthcare. So they hit the emergency room when something terrible happens and they wait so long that they don't have preventative care.
Preventative medicine. Thank you, Liam.
Preventative medicine. All right, I knew that's what you were talking about.
People need to be able to get preventative care. So instead of waiting till their diabetes is terrible, they can catch it beforehand and make necessary changes.
Yeah.
But he was talking about the preventative medicine and drugs and stuff, and how I don't remember what state it was. I don't care about what state it was. How one of your states they decriminalized drugs, but they put no funding into actually helping the
Oregon?
people. Maybe I don't care. And it's just like you need to actually put the effort in. Like if you half-ass it, you're not going to get results.
Yeah.
We need to, so like in a lot of things we subsidize things like corn or whatever that we use in a lot to make like high fructose corn syrup and a lot of ultra processed foods, but like for other fruits and vegetables like we don't really do much of anything, so they're just more expensive, and so people are like, well shit, I got a choice between a honey bun that's like 50 cents and like a bag of apples that's like $7. You have very limited money. What are you going to do?
Liam, just grow your own.
Grow your own apples.
Right?
Yeah.
In the place where I haven't had a backyard in like 5 years.
Has anybody seen this woman? I saw a video come across my feed the other day, and it said, "Come with me as I show you a day of eating while I'm living off grid in the jungle." And I'm like, who the fuck is this supposed to be for? Who is the niche? Who is this helping?
Who's
Who's
the
like,
target
oh,
audience?
finally something for me? Like,
I've been living in the jungle with no idea what to do. I've just been sitting here praying for help.
By the way,
I'm
not
just
a
gonna
gram
pull
of protein
Thoreau
in this diet. She's like a
and make a
fruitarian.
treehouse.
Oh,
Oh.
the fruitarians.
Yeah, just eating fruit, blending fruit. I don't know where there's an outlet in,
So no
in a
maggots?
tree. No baguettes.
Maggots.
Oh,
No
maggots.
maggots.
Baguettes. There's no
Baguettes.
baguettes.
No, that's where they get the protein.
Oh yeah, no.
That's where the protein comes from. Is the grubs.
There are
Listen.
4 grams of protein a day.
Lion
fuck.
King style.
What's
Yeah.
the
When I was in the Amazon, it was we went hand lining for fish and we went bug hunting and fruit hunting.
Slimy yet
entomophagy.
satisfying.
Entomophagy. I couldn't think of it. That's the eating bugs. That's the fancy term, and I wanted to sound smart. So I feel like in America we just think of it as gross. But listen.
No,
I'd eat some bugs.
it's a thing.
I'd
eat
listen.
bugs.
Like high protein, man. Cheap high protein.
I'm
Is
not
it
there
cricket
yet.
protein? Cricket
Yeah,
protein powder is
That's
the
like
thing.
the only thing now is like,
Yep.
yeah, they have like farms where they get a bunch of crickets and then they just blend those fuckers up to a little powder and you can, make stuff with it and you don't have to be chewing on like legs and whatnot. I'd use it. That's all I'm saying.
Do you have updates or I haven't looked at like Snap in a long time, but do you know the changes that they've done with like Snap and Wick?
I don't know.
I think
Live Google find out. Please tell me.
I think they're always changing it and making it harder for people to even get those. So then I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they
It's like you can get beans; those are really cheap. But like meals, I don't.
Do
know.
they make like restrictions on? I'm sure like there definitely are restrictions on like what you can buy with.
I think
Wick
it's like there's a limit on how many people are in the household too. So if it's a parent with a bunch of children, they're only going to be getting like a certain amount. It's hard. I don't know. I just
because I mean, listen, I've been on fucking public assistance multiple times, and I was just buying like whatever, like you get frozen pizzas and just like whatever was cheap and I could afford. I wasn't thinking about fucking nutrition at that point.
Whatever makes a meal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's rough, man.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know he cut funding for Snap before, I think, and I don't know if funding has been cut again.
Yeah.
But there's potential for it.
I think, fucking Mike's gone. See you later, dummy. Let's
He's
all
out.
talk about how much we hate him. Listen, Mike is the worst. He's like the absolute bane of
And
my
he's
existence.
always
Mike says
needing
he
a
has
plan.
But he doesn't have a plan.
Always trying to fucking help people while we're out here just trying to make our money. Oh, guy. Yeah, I don't know. But what are you guys been doing lately with your videos? Any topics recently like coming up or like stuff that's how are you feeling? Like, are you just past the whole like debunking stuff? What are you doing now? Andy, what are you doing?
I'm launching a program in March, which I've never done before.
What you doing?
It's going to be about guts and incorporating more fibrous foods.
And by guts, we're
people?
talking about going out hunting, killing a deer, gutting
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Right on.
Yes, exactly. How to remove guts from the animals that live in your backyard.
Excellent.
Yes. So
Real fucking esoteric app. I mean, I'm sure we'll get at least 5 downloads.
yeah.
No, but so
Yeah,
you're
so that
it's help to try for people who want to get more like fiber. Like what are you
basically more fiber, slightly troubleshooting, kind of like bloating, constipation, diarrhea, small scale gut problems. Not if you have like Crohn's colitis, things like that, but small scale gut problems, troubleshooting that, learning about how you can incorporate more fiber into your diet, and a little bit of debunking kind of gut health myths. 12-week program. We're launching that in March.
That's what's it?
I've
Do you
never
say what
done
it's
anything
called?
before.
Do you not have a title?
It can be called the Well Guts Workshop. So we're just ironing that out right now. So yeah, I've never done anything like that before. So I figured it was time to like do something with my social media because I've just been kind of existing for like almost 4 years, and it's like, okay, it's fine. Time to do something. And
I get it because I still don't do anything with my social media.
Yeah, and and I kind of polled some of my followers, and a lot of people are like, we need to eat more fiber, and we don't know how. So it's like, all right, let's work with that.
Yeah. I get that is a tough one too. Is it best just to take someone through a day and just be like, okay, breakfast, lunch, dinner, here are things that you can consume? Fuck, Mike's back. Jesus Christ. All right, whatever. Go ahead, Andy. Sorry. This podcast just got so much worse.
Yeah, I think it's people aren't, in my experience, it's easiest to say, what do you normally eat during the day? What do you like? And here are a few easy substitutions you can make without overhauling your entire day.
I like this. Okay, Andy, I wake up, I have cereal. What do I do? I only eat cereal.
You find a higher fiber cereal that's comparative taste-wise to the one that you're already eating.
So mini wheats.
Or you think about what fiber, so you keep the cereal you have and you think about what.
Or you find something you can add on top. Yeah.
Okay, I only like Reese's Puffs. That's Reese's Puffs. That's my only cereal I like. What do I do?
Find something you can
add something to it.
Are you in a fucking echo chamber? What are you talking about?
Or if you don't want to add something to Reese's Puffs, like a little snack or something you can add on the side. Like a cup of berries or a cup of, frozen mixed berries.
I like banana. Can I throw banana in there?
Yeah,
absolutely.
But like
banana isn't
just don't blend it,
right?
Don't blend it. Yeah, I think banana. 3-4 grams of fiber in a banana or something.
Yeah,
not too much, but still, like, hey, that's something. Whatever, it's
something.
It's something, right?
Especially if someone's not used to a higher fiber diet.
Yeah, exactly.
Starting slow is the best way to.
Oh, you know what you could do? Have you ever seen? They sell like Pure, Pyure, and they sell chocolate syrup and caramel syrup. These things are kind of cool. And so they use tapioca fiber, I think, and they have like 7 or 8 grams of fiber in the like a serving or something like that. So like I'll add that to like chocolate milk or milk.
Or you could chop up one of these and put it on your cereal.
What is that?
Ooh, what's that?
A poop chocolate. I call them poop chocolates.
A poop chocolate.
They market themselves like protein, not sugar, but 2 of these has 8 grams of fiber.
Okay.
Dang.
I like that. So, you know those? I used to do like the Fiber One bars. I would put that on top of like ice cream or something. I would just add that so I get like some fiber in that way.
I think there's some staples of fiber that you can buy too. Like if you buy a bag of chia seeds, you don't need to have 2 tablespoons every single day. You just need just add 1. Just think about every different source of fiber. So you buy frozen maybe edamame. Beans are really cheap. You can just get a bunch of beans and you can add beans to any like salad or any like wrap or anything. And then there's all those tortillas like we talked about, like the Mission tortillas, or nuts are a good option. Just having different like.
What about lunch? All right, Gabs. What like lunchtime? What are we doing for like fiber at lunchtime? Give me something.
What do you eat for lunch?
Shit. I like. I usually just fucking snack
peanut
goblin my way through the kitchen.
Peanut butter jelly.
I just grab random things. What can I do that's quick and will give me fiber and doesn't take a long time?
Okay, you can get one of those Mission tortillas that have fiber in them. There's the protein ones that have fiber in them. Then there's like the plant ones. A lot of fiber. You could get 2 of those and make a quesadilla. So you put those together with like cheese and chicken and beans. So you're getting even more fiber and more protein. You could just make some like a rice kind of bowl, like a rice and veggie bowl where you add beans, add rice, add like rotisserie chicken, add different vegetables that you already had made. I mean, that's like, I'm trying to think of things that you could get a can of like vegetables or frozen veggies and add those like.
I say for what I've been doing recently, mostly for lunch, is a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I get whole wheat bread. Each slice has like 4 grams of fiber or something like that. And so like it's like 8. And then I do peanut butter. And that also has like a few grams of fiber. So I'm already getting like, at least 10 to 15. And then I have like a piece of fruit with it on the side or whatever. And boom.
Dude, I was going to say Greek yogurt and fruit on the side so you can get more protein.
Fucking Greek yogurt with fruit. Like
it's so good.
It's so, you throw some honey on there, or you just, my favorite, artificial sweeteners. Any like, as long as it's not stevia, I don't like that. But like any of the other ones, like sucralose, my fucking jam. We have 2 mics now. This is all fucking messed up. Jesus.
Mike is multiplying.
Mike's plan, I'm finally revealing it today. It's to multiply so that I am louder than all the grifters.
I thought it was just to fuck up.
There was a video that I stitched yesterday where this girl was like, don't eat yogurt and fruit together. The logic was
Oh my gosh.
enzymes or something, probably bad hormones.
Well, she was talking about like the cooling and the temperatures of everything.
Oh no, not the temperatures. What will our fucking body ever do with
One's
that?
cold, one's hot, and blah blah. And then
you can't mix them together.
Literally no logic. How I don't think she understands that we have multiple like types of enzymes that digest
do different things.
Yeah, like we have different.
Do you remember the ice water? Don't drink ice.
For all of them.
Don't drink ice water because it like slows down your metabolism or something. I don't remember, but it was just like it messed with your digestion. Don't drink ice water.
It's like your stomach acid won't release because you're too cold and you need warmth.
According to people with supplements to sell, our bodies are the most fragile things that have ever touched the planet.
Yeah,
we can't survive nothing.
And everything breaks your metabolism, and everything in your body is a light switch and needs to be reset.
Oh man, I gotta play this like video for you. I've been thinking about what to do, and I'm not sure like exactly which way to take it. So I'm just gonna play it. You guys listen. Let me know.
3 superfoods I'm making sure my little girl gets every single day, and you should too if you have kids. Number 1 would be moringa. Moringa is one of the most powerful superfoods on the planet. It's a superhero multivitamin. It's packed with minerals, nutrients, aminos, all the important building blocks of life, loaded with antioxidants. Moringa also helps you detox. It gets rid of the bad stuff in the body so that these little beings can grow up.
Okay, so that was the first one. So there's more, but like, okay, I kind of feel like giving a small child like a supplement that really is a supplement industry, not really super regulated very well. Maybe that's not the greatest idea. No. Like, I always find it ironic that these people are like, don't eat these food dyes or whatever it has in it, but like take this untested supplement.
I bought research chemicals online, child. I would like you to use them and become strong.
Well, and the other thing too is a lot of times those supplements have dosages that are meant for adults.
Right.
And they are not, like, your child is not a mini adult. And they're giving their kids these supplements that are meant for adults. And it's like, dude, no.
Yeah. And think about the sourcing. Like, where the hell do you go get moringa? Okay, you go on Amazon, and where the hell are they getting it from? Because anyone can put anything anywhere. It could have heavy metals in it. It could have...
Yeah, we're always talking about heavy metals in, like, baby food or whatever. But, like, in supplements, this shit's not really regulated at all.
Well, moringa is a vegetable. If you want to eat it like a vegetable, but don't put it in a supplement that has, especially some of these things have proprietary blends.
Yeah.
Which gets.
But let me counterpoint, Andy. It helps your body get rid of the bad stuff. He told me that. So I don't want the bad, especially the stuff that's not good. That's the bad stuff.
Yeah. Which we have no idea what it is.
Or you could just support your liver, and that's your natural detoxification by eating different fruits and vegetables and getting variety in your diet.
But can I support it by getting an untested supplement?
But you make no money from that, Gabe.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what
my favorite part is all these guys always push alcohol on top of this.
It's kind of ironic. I want to see what the other ones are though. Hold on.
And it keeps your tummy happy and working well. Number 2 would be beets. Beets are like a secret weapon. They have lots of vitamins, minerals, and also are loaded with nitrates. So talk about nitric oxide. It improves blood flow, helps your muscles, gives you more energy, increases more of a VO2 max or oxygen in the body, which is great for kiddos. Their growing body and their body's needs.
So like, I mean,
he's right, but he doesn't know why he's right.
Beets are great, but geez.
I love beets. Like, listen, love beets. I think they're very underrated. Yeah, I know they taste earthy, which a lot of people don't really like. But personally, I'm a big beet fan. I think they're great. At least it's a food and, not a supplement. That's good.
What I've learned from this is that apparently giving my child beets will turn them into a super athlete.
Increase their VO2 max. It'll at least do that.
Yeah, that was... interesting take. It's fine. It's not like he's wrong. I mean,
that one I'm kind of like, all right, beets,
not
good.
The first thing I think.
I hate when they play on like the sports parents who want their kids to be like super athletes. It's like the market is there for like the parents who are like, my kid needs to be this. And it's like, no.
I want my kid to be Jordan. What do I do? Give him beets? Sounds good.
I can't imagine being a parent and being on social media, to be honest. Like, if you don't have a nutrition education, that has to be so like stressful and make you feel so shitty.
Well,
at
it's
times,
also child abuse because they're just using their child to sell product.
Yeah.
Sometimes they okay, I want to see what the last one is though.
Just like figuring it out for me was hard enough. You know, when I was at my heaviest, trying to figure out what to eat was super hard. And this is far before all these grifters were so prominent.
And kids are so picky.
Oh, and kids
now.
Oh shit.
You have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, my daughter's luckily only like 1.5 right now, so she'll eat most things. Like I don't have to really
You haven't reached the beige phase yet, Liam. The beige phase is coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
So right now I'm just like, yep, I'll put a bunch of things on a plate and you just kind of pick whatever and it'll work. But we'll see how it goes in the future. I'm sure it'll be more interesting. All right, I want to see what the last one is. Hold on.
3 would be lemons.
Lemons.
Packed with vitamin C, antioxidants, and they help with phase 2 liver detoxification.
Phase
which I
2
like
liver
because we are being
How many phases are there?
by toxins and chemicals,
2.
my friend. So make sure your little ones are healthy. Moringa, beets, and lemons, which is why I actually added these to Organifi Easy Greens. It's a delicious
there it is.
Superfoods that's handcrafted, glyphosate residue free, organic for their little bodies and all of their needs.
So take my supplement.
Good luck getting your kid to eat a lemon.
Well, that's why you put it in the supplement, Andy.
Yeah,
so
they
they
put it in the
just
supplement.
mix it
Which
into
one
their
do they
juice.
need? You want to know what's better for liver detoxification? Which cruciferous vegetables, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. Like there's so many things that, like fruits and vegetables. Beets are a good one, but like
No, supplement's easier.
If I had to pick 3 foods for a child to eat, lemon, moringa would not be the top 2.
I would be like, try to get something to them to eat something with a color.
Yes, that's what I say. Say like, can you get the
just a color?
A protein source that they like, a color.
Well, and the thing is that kids' protein needs aren't even very high. Cheese works. Yogurt works. Like, my kid won't eat a meat unless it's shaped like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
But so we do cheese, like cheese and yogurt, and it works, and milk, fine.
But there's
and
like
your face-sized steak, and you take a dinosaur cookie cutter, and you cut a little dinosaur shape, and then you eat the rest while the kid eats the dinosaur steak.
Right, my T-Rex shaped tomahawk.
There you go.
About all the time.
Like, the protein has infiltrated like the kids genre. Like there's like these kids products. They're like high protein. I'm like, does it need that much protein? Like I don't feel like they need this protein bar.
No, they don't. Yeah, no, such a misconception.
Would be a good one.
Yeah, eggs. I like
if you can find them.
I love recently I've been seeing a lot of like the carnivore crowd being like breast milk is filled with cholesterol, so cholesterol is good, so we should be consuming it. And I'm like, but isn't breast milk like 50% sugar? Like isn't like half of breast milk sugar, but we're leaving that part out? No? Okay, when that part's not on board, just the cholesterol. Got it. Okay, no problem.
I don't know, but I think we should find out.
No carnivore agrees on anything either. They're all different. There's no logic behind it because everyone's doing something different.
Oh, man.
Carnivore, like any religion, is going to have its different sects that go out. Like they all kind of spawn from the same couple of books, and then they just all have their own takes on it.
I absolutely love the fact that Paul Saladino is no longer carnivore, and now all the carnivores don't have that one guy that they can look up to and quote and be like, this guy here, he's so healthy.
They still say it. They're like, Paul said this. I'm like, no, he didn't.
No, what's the other one who lives in Washington who's kind of scares me and says really mean things about vegan people?
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Who was the orthopedic surgeon?
I know there was the fertility doctor. He was all talking carnivore, but I don't know.
No, there's another one.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of his name either.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, there's another one who.
My friend messaged me the other day and was like, someone's like her friend's brain doctor recommended this guy. It's screaming red flags. What do you think about him? And it was Paul Saladino's page. And I was like,
that's so great.
I was like, he doesn't even agree with what he said. He's changed his mind on everything.
But again,
he's failed 4 diets so far.
He didn't do well on the carnivore diet.
Just like religion, the followers don't really care what the person in charge says. You know, they're just like, well, we're going to interpret this however we'd like to interpret it to push our own agenda, whatever it is that we're trying to go with.
At which point it becomes a cult. Yep.
And we're going to trust that other people don't know enough about this to check us.
And if they have more followers, they're more credible.
The follower count is big.
It is so easy to get a following. I'm at my current rate of growth. I'll have 300,000 followers on Instagram here shortly, within the next month or so. I've got 115 on TikTok. I am just a guy. I have zero credentials, and I make that very clear anytime I can. I'm well educated, but I keep my mouth shut on stuff I'm not supposed to be talking about.
Yeah.
It is so easy to get a following.
I was just talking to someone who she wanted advice because she's like a health coach and a nutritionist, and she was like, I don't know if I can make a video explaining like nutrition if I'm not a dietitian. I was like, you can do whatever you want. Like, no one cares as long as you know what you're talking about. Like, no one credible is going to come like after you. Like, just go. Like, trust me, we probably need more of you anyway. Like, people. You can do whatever you want. You can start your own podcast. You can start your own page. You can literally do whatever you want.
I confer with professionals constantly. Yeah. I'm talking with my doctor friends, my dietitian friends, and I'm still not even giving any like information out. I'm just like, does this sound good enough? Does this, like, anytime I want to hit people with some information, I'll run it by somebody who knows what they're doing.
Exactly.
Because I'm in this situation where it's like people are going to listen to me anyway, so I may as well give them something good. It sucks that it has to be this way.
I just stick to the basics: fiber, protein, dick joke. See you later, and then that's it.
Yeah,
it works.
Me too.
It's a fucking try.
It works.
Formula. Go ahead, Andy.
But it's honestly, it's all that most people need.
Expertise, though, has died. Like I said before, it's how much charisma you have and how good of a salesperson you have.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
I feel like I got decent charisma. Like, listen, I've got like 300. I got 3 million followers or something like that. And so I want to take that charisma. I know it's fucking wild. I don't know why people follow me. It doesn't make any sense, but I will happily accept it. And fucking like, I'm like, okay, well, let me try and use it for good then. Like, let me try and get people to realize, oh, nope, just fucking, this is just another one. Oh man, I'm trying to do. I started a Rate the Grifter series, and I got to get back to that. I did one good one, but I need to do Dr. Berg next. That. I'm looking forward to.
Oh my God.
Dr. Berg is a good one. Do you know Dr. Berg, Gabs?
I don't know.
Look up Dr. Berg. He's a chiropractor. I've been getting tagged in a lot of his videos lately. Is he the
Scientologist?
Yes, he's the Scientologist.
Yes.
I was going to give him points for being a Scientologist, but not talking about Scientology, because even for like the grifting community, Scientology is kind of out there, So even for them, I think they would reel back if they knew. So like, I got to give him points for being a chiropractor, but not saying he's a chiropractor anywhere. If you go to his page, it's all just doctor. It doesn't say anything about chiropractic medicine. So got to give him points for that. I got to give him points for not talking about Scientology, and he's done videos with Bobby, so obviously I have to give him points for that. Like, and my favorite though is he does what would happen if you took turmeric every day or whatever, and then lists all these great things, and then sells turmeric supplements and stuff like that. So I think that's Dr. B-E-R-G. I don't think there's an E at the end.
Oh, I hate him so much.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know why that name just went right past my head when you said it.
Yeah, so like I need to do him next on like a Rate the Grifter. That would be a good one. Gary Brecka will be there eventually, but
yeah. Wears orange glasses. I've corrected him a few times.
Oh, that's Asprey. That's the inject his own urine guy.
He's the pee guy.
He's the pee guy.
He's also the buttered coffee guy.
I think
Eric
he
Berg
sells
is like a less impressive Brecka.
Yeah, Berg doesn't have the charisma of like some of these other guys. I think that's what's kind of holding him back. So I think I have to take a few points off for that. But like still A tier. Like Berg is still A tier grifter.
I've got a quick question for the are you both dietitians?
6 or 7 depending on where I measure from. What were you saying, Mike?
So last time we asked this question, I don't know if we had any dietitians in the room with us. I forget who was with us last time we said this, but we had played a quick game of like, what do you think the next health grift is going to be? The 2025 health grift.
Hormones.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's hormones. It's hormones. It's already begun. It's hormones.
Just very vague hormones, nothing specific or anything specific.
It's all hormones.
Just hormones.
Hormone health. Yeah, the hormone health or the hormone health coaches have already started popping up. It's hormones.
Do you think gut health, like the stuff about that, is going down a little bit and more just hormones? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's hormones.
Are we going to be selling
gut health? No, I called gut health the last time.
Okay.
And now it's hormones, because the hormone health coaches have slowly started to emerge.
Is it going to be mostly so like I'm guessing, my guess would be like we're going to do things to balance your hormones, and then they're going to give a bunch of like generic shit like sleep, exercise, eat well, and then take this.
It's supplements and take my program. Or like they'll make up a diet or like a program and a supplement.
Okay.
But the people are coming out of the woodwork, because you can see it now, like Beachbody has a new program.
Okay. And is it like a hormone balancing thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But they're not telling you which hormones it is. And it's a same old, like they repackaged their same old diet. They give you a list of supplements, and now it's to balance your hormones. And then they just target like my aged women, like the 40 somethings.
That's good.
It's
it's hormones.
They make people talk about hormones as like a simple thing, like, oh, like high cortisol, low hormones aren't like up and down. They're like always going different ways. So it's so hard.
And they're not going to tell you which one. And your cortisol fluctuates throughout the day. Your ghrelin fluctuates throughout the day. Your blood sugar fluctuates throughout the day. And pathologizing something that's not like a pathological problem is a huge problem. But yeah, I think it's hormones. Just because you start seeing people changing their bios and making up titles that aren't real, and the hormone health coaches and the hormone specialists that don't have
people are
functional expert.
They're popping up. Yeah.
I think with like the whole RFK things, it's going to be, I think we're going to get more like we're bombarded with toxins. Not talking about specific ones. I think we're just going to see that more. Like there's toxins out there. It's and you have to do these things and take this. I think we're going to see more of that. I feel like.
I think also too, you're going to see more healthcare professionals, like actual people with credentials, start changing their tune, which I've already seen, to align with their message, because it's easier to follow the crowd than to do the right thing. I think I made a video on it, because it's going to be more popular to align with RFK, and it's going to get more views, and it's going to get more traction and attention to align with what he's saying. And you'll kind of...
So are we going to see an increase in the amount of people that have brainworms?
I mean, they're probably breeding them somewhere. But yeah, you're going to see a lot more people starting to change their tune. That's what I think.
Not necessarily change your baseline of things, but I think it's good to like not be closed-minded and like learn new things and share them, and like to an extent. But I don't think changing your entire philosophy on different health conditions is a very bright thing to do. But I think, that's scary. You've seen people changing their bios?
Well, changing their messaging, like people being like, oh, I'm starting to talk about all of these harmful ingredients and ignoring social determinants of health. Yeah.
It sells more. Definitely sells more.
It does. Well, it's easier to do what's easy than what's...
I just...
over under.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm just going to say, how long do you think I could get away with telling people to be mindful of their midichlorian levels? If I was really confident about it, didn't break, no wink at the camera.
I think that one's a little too well known. I think Star Wars very popular. I think you need to pick something a little bit more esoteric. Just like go into like a video game or something like that, lesser known, and pick one of their diseases or something in that game.
Yeah. And that like a few people will know, and they'll call it out, and I'll just say, well, oh, you're just believing the mainstream media. That's what you're doing right now. Like, you don't understand this is a real problem.
I like the idea.
That's ultimately what's happening with this hormone thing. The people that are talking about hormones couldn't name 3 of them nor what they do. Just hormones.
Are so hard. Like, they're so complex. It is. I've wanted to get into, and I've like learned about it, and I've worked with people with hormones, but like even just like gut health, that area is so complex. Like,
fuck that.
You can't just like go from being like learning about GI health to I know everything about hormones. Like, it's so much to know.
And they come from different organs. It's not even just from like one specific source.
No, it's just the Dunning-Kruger effect. Like the people who actually are experts in it are like, we don't fucking know. But these people who read a blog, they think they know everything.
Well, and like vitamin D is a hormone. And how many target organs in your body does it have? Like 5, 8, 10? And they don't even know what it Like they don't even know what it does, all of it, and yet. So, like, good luck.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah. But you only need to know a tiny bit more than the next person to be an expert, right? So
I really just want people to, no matter what you have going on, if it's with your hormones or your gut or you're trying to lose weight or whatever, it's like, if you could take all the supplements, but if you're sleeping like crap, you don't eat enough fiber, you're not eating enough protein, you're not moving your body, you're probably still going to feel like crap.
Yep.
You can't just like put Band-Aids on things with supplements.
all right.
Not a single one of them ever says move more.
Well, and that's kind of the issue. That's kind of like, I feel like the issue with like our systemic health is like, they're going to put Band-Aids on gaping wounds. Banning Red 3, we don't have health care. We're going to take out this chemical in food. Nobody can afford to buy food. You know, it's like Band-Aids, you know.
It feels like everybody thinks that you guys banned Red 40 when you banned Red 3. Like everybody's talking about it as if you banned Red 40. And it's funny because Canada, we use less Red 40 than you do, but we actually use a fair amount of Red 3.
Oh, really?
And yeah, you think, okay, well, if Red 3 was such a problem, shouldn't Canada have worse health than you guys? Shouldn't our cancer rates be higher than you guys?
Yeah, Red 3, they have evidence on cancer contributing factors, right?
Red 3, no, only in male rats at super doses that are already prone to thyroid cancer.
But by a show of hands here, because I just want to bust a myth really quick. How many of us love food dyes? Raise your hand.
I'm apathetic. I don't care.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't get like.
I like my food looking pretty.
There's this idea that because we're saying it's not going to kill you, that we're like promoting it. And we think, well, we should be putting food dyes in everything. No, I would be. It would not bother me even slightly if there was not food dyes in things anymore. It's in fact, I would prefer it, but it's like it's also not going to give you super cancer.
No.
Yeah,
unless you take like 10 vials of it a day.
I think people need to understand that like just because it could cause something doesn't mean we have enough research for it to like consume your mind to the point where you're stressed about it all the time. And I like don't want to tell people like, oh, your child isn't like, there's a lot of like studies on like the Red 40, and I'm not going to like tell a parent like they didn't see a difference in when they're like in their child when they took it out, but it doesn't mean like we have to. There's just so many other things to work on first.
Yes, exactly. Like let's focus on the big. It's like a pyramid. Focus on the really big problems, and then once that's covered, maybe we can focus on the minutia. But we're like we don't have the luxury of nitpicking.
Like,
now ask me, raise your hand if you like seed oils.
Red, but I don't know how we're going to do it. What'd you say?
So now raise your hand if you like seed oils.
Oh my God.
I start my mornings with a nice pint.
I got my sunflower oil in. Later I'll probably go with some like rapeseed or, you know, sesame is really good. Sesame is such an underrated seed oil. What's your most underrated seed oil?
Sesame.
What did you say, Gab?
Tahini. People would never call tahini a seed oil, but it is.
Isn't tahini made from sesame?
Yeah.
So we're all saying so we're all saying sesame. Is anybody else saying any underrated seed oil besides sesame?
No, tahini sesame seeds. So.
Yeah.
And then people like, I have an example, like the hyaluronic acid sunflower oil, like Simple Mills. They have sunflower oils, but they're okay eating like that because it's from like a healthier brand. But
health washing.
It's so messed up.
One of my favorite questions to ask people that get all angry about canola oil, I'll simply respond, what plant does canola oil come from?
Yeah, right. The canola plant.
The canola plant.
But that's the thing. It's like, it sounds fake, but it sounds so fake that they will name anything else other than the canola plant. They say, well, it's actually like industrial runoff from. No, it's not. It's from the you're just angry about something you don't understand.
Or that they don't use that in Europe, and it's like,
oh, they use plenty of.
Oh snap! Rapeseed oil is a thing.
Right. Yeah. Maybe we should retake the name. Maybe that's the problem. It's called canola. Let's start calling it rapeseed again, rapeseed oil, and maybe people will hop on board.
I just about like no one reads one, but if you isolate oils, it's so hard to say that it's the oil doing something. And like, if you have like high cholesterol, maybe a bunch of coconut oil probably isn't very good for you because it's higher in saturated fat than like canola oil. It's every oil has so many different components.
No, Gab, you're totally off base. Olive oil is fantastic. So is avocado, and then all seed oils are trash, fucking industrial runoff that's used as engine lubricant. It's very simple.
They're just cheap.
Yeah,
and then they put a bunch in the packages.
Haven't you been to a mechanic's workshop? They're just dumping
rapeseed
canola oil in all over your car.
I've got to do an oil change on my truck. I've been loading up the canola oil in the garage.
They never give me the sesame oil. It pisses me off. There's always rapeseed. Jesus, my car doesn't like rapeseed. I've told them this many times.
You got to pay more for that. That's a premium item.
It's sad because there's brands too. Like there's these chips. I forget what the brand is, but they're probably good. But on the front they go like no seed oils, and it's just embarrassing for brands and companies to like
hop on,
play along with things without looking at the actual research on it. It's just so interesting to me.
But it's all marketing. It's marketing. It's just playing to an audience, and you can't blame them for doing it.
Oh yeah, no, it makes them money.
It works.
Might I issue an olive branch, because I can't issue a sesame branch here. Some people won't be listening. But an olive branch to those who have somehow gotten to this point, hearing us talk about things you don't believe in, who may be on the quote unquote other side, though there is no other side. We're all on one side here. If you have been indoctrinated into this cult of misinformation, because it's let's call it what it is. It's a cult. We're not going to criticize you if you just say that you were misled. Yeah. You don't even have to say you were wrong or that I was so dumb. These people are very persuasive, and they say incorrect things kindly, which is why I'm always pushing for us to tell the truth kindly, because if we tell it rudely, someone will tell them a lie kindly and take them. Mm-hmm. So if you have been misled, understand that you are welcome here. You can you can always reach out to me. I always put this out because I would love for people from the other side to reach out to me so we can talk. I'm like, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to say anything about it.
I would love for some of those creators to come on here to talk.
I'm not even talking about just creators, but like people. Yeah, creators would be great, but they usually have a financial interest in staying where they are. But again, if they're willing to change too, they can rebrand. Hell, Dr. Sarah Ballantyne's one of them. She rebranded, and she's got a much better message now than she used to. It's one I can think of right now, but you're allowed to say on an internet where it's getting more and more dangerous to say you were wrong about something. Just say that you were misled, and all of us will take you in.
I think it also is like not even people that are educating, but like I'm seeing patients every day, and like they'll be like, well, I eat really healthy. Like I don't eat seed oils. I don't eat this, and this. And like, I'm never going to judge them because it's so confusing online, and the misinformation. It's like, you don't know who to trust at all, but people are really willing to like listen to you explain it and hear your perspective. And they're like, oh, like that makes more sense. It's just because they've never been explained kind of like what things actually mean to its core. And then when they hear it, it's like, yeah, you can keep avoiding seed oils if you want to keep avoiding them, but just know that you don't need to like completely freak out if you see a seed oil in something you have in your pantry. And it's like, people are more open-minded to it. It's just like online, people aren't, because it's like one-sided. So,
well, a lot of smart people get duped. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've been a dietitian for like 14 years. And for a very long time when I was a dietitian, I was in like the clean eating cult. And then it made me like binge on weekends. But like a lot of people, and I thought low carb diets were the best kind of diets when I was a baby dietitian, because we believe a lot of stupid things when we're baby dietitians. Yeah. But it took time to get smarter. But smart people believe dumb things sometimes.
A controversial opinion here is that flat earthers, a bunch of them, are pretty damn smart. They've got like these. I'm not saying their result is smart, but they put a lot of thought into these theories to make them make sense that a lot of us would not arrive at. they have to really like be thoughtful about this to make it make sense. And that requires a brain that could be rewired for good.
That's true. There's a strategy in it too.
Yeah, they've come up with insane theories that make no sense, but in their world, where they're basically writing fiction, it's just like George Lucas is very smart. He came up with what is essentially a lie, but we all recognize that as a movie.
And you think about like the carnivore and just anyone that has this big philosophy on a certain way of eating. It's not that they're right. It's that anyone that follows that diet, for instance, is focusing on eating whole foods and getting the like processed, ultra processed foods out. So it's like, yeah, you feel better. There's so many like people are really smart and they understand how people's brains work. And a lot of it's like not necessarily placebo, but some of it's placebo. And then some of it's like you're making changes that are going to make you feel better no matter what. It's not because of what they said is like the way to do it. It's just like it helped you get there faster.
Celery juice.
Yeah.
It's like celery juice.
That sounds terrible.
Like the people who start drinking celery juice are like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. And it's like, bro, it's not the celery juice. It's maybe that you're hydrated in the morning and maybe that you feel hydrated, you did a workout or you ate a better breakfast. And it's like the Keystone habit problem, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, it's not the celery juice. It's the other habits that you built potentially because of the celery juice that you feel better.
Because you're taking care of yourself.
I think, all right, I think here, I got an idea. We'll play a game, all right? So, because we're going like an hour and a half or so, we all each take a turn and we tell people something to like focus on in their life or to incorporate more into their life to make them healthier. It could be anything. It doesn't matter. It could be a food. It could be an activity. It could be anything. Just something that's like, hey, add this to your life, incorporate this, and it will be a better thing. Okay? All right, we'll start with. All right, we're all in like video thing here. So Mike, you start, then I'll go, then Andy, then Gabe, Gabs, and then
I don't want to follow the smart people, so it's good that I start first.
Yeah, you start, and you can't say the same thing that person before you said. That anybody else has said. You have to say something new each time.
So my first thing is going to be just put your shoes on. I'm not even telling you to go outside. I'm not telling you what it is that you're going to do once you put your shoes on. But one of the barriers of getting outside, getting active, doing something is simply, it's not even that you don't want to go outside, it's that you don't want to put your shoes on. When you put your shoes on, your mind's going to be in a different place. You're going to already have that obstacle out of the way. I'm always wearing clothes that I could very easily go take a walk in because it removes that barrier. So put your shoes on if you feel like you're stuck.
Easy for you to say, not in Canada.
Okay, yeah, it was negative 13 here this morning.
Well, speaking of that, my thing...
Negative 30.
Hey, it's my turn. I say because it did just snow, fucking snowballs. Get out and throw snowballs. You don't realize, like, we as an adult, we forget how to be a fucking kid. You get out, you throw a snowball at something that goes poof, and just snow goes everywhere, and there's this little light that lights up in your head. You're like, oh, that's so cool. Did you see the way it went poof? And other people are like, I did see the way it went poof. And it's really cool. And like, you can throw them at each other and it doesn't really like hurt that much. You can like throw it at a child and it's really not that bad. People don't get mad at you at least that mad at you for throwing it at children. And they laugh. They think it's funny. And it's like, it's a thing for them. Like they were like, oh, I remember when I was younger, someone throw snowballs at me. And it was fun. So I say throwing snowballs is my thing that you should incorporate.
Get 8 hours of sleep. 6 is not enough. I don't care. Shut your pie hole. Get 8 and try to go to bed at the same time.
Shut your pie hole and your eye hole.
Yes.
Okay, I like it. Gabs, what you got?
Okay, I have 2.
No, we're going in circles here. Pick one and then we'll come back around. It's very simple. The rules are not complicated.
Okay, but I'm going to pick this one instead because I think it's easier. Maybe.
We can come back around and do another one. But
every morning when you wake up, try to not go on your phone for 1 hour after waking. If you have to like work, I mean, I'm sure you have a computer for work. So I think you can work on that. At least staying off socials for like an hour.
Stop calling me out. I don't like it.
Yeah.
No, I know. Me too. It's hard.
Well, there. Rob, what
I'm
you got?
working on that.
Well, I hate the fact that I have to go after you guys all picked all the good ones, but I'm going to say get a hobby, especially a hobby that gets you away from electronics.
That's a good one.
It's going to help your mental health. In a lot of cases, it's going to actually help you get active, even if it's painting. doing this with your arms is more active than you just sitting there watching TV.
I like it.
Painting's nice.
All right, Mike, back to you. What we got? We're going in circles here. Go.
As someone who lost 110 pounds and talks to people who are trying to figure out what to eat after being in similar situations, I tell them to operate like a Taco Bell. And what I mean by that is Taco Bell has a very large menu, but they've got like 6 ingredients. It's just different combinations of all. Pizza shops work the same way. They've got maybe 6, 7 ingredients or so, but they're making pizza and they're making garlic nuts and they're making calzones and strombolis. And it's just different combinations of the same stuff, but our stupid monkey brains register it as different items. Mm-hmm. So if you can find just like a central group of items that make a lot of food, you will have what you perceive as a varied diet, and it'll be a lot easier to not get bored with what you're eating.
I like that. Okay, all right, back to me. I say read 5 pages of that book that's been sitting on your shelf for 3 years that you said you're going to get to. Because you fucking people, man, I do it too. You're like, I got to read pages. I got to read fucking chapters. But no, go and read 5 pages. Put it back down. It's fine. And you come back to it. That's how you get through a book. You have to read the whole thing in one sitting. So read 3 to 5 pages.
Check out Ben Carpenter's Fat Loss Habits. Just came out.
That's a good one.
So
Andy's got it.
I've got mine in the other room.
Ben refused to promote his own book, so everyone here is promoting it for him.
That fucker, we had to promote his book for him. He wouldn't do it. We kept trying to get him to.
I already know. That's why I'm pushing it here. He can't stop me.
Yeah. All right, Andy, what do you got?
Take at minimum 15 minutes, goal 30, of something to do. Could be like Rob said, could be a hobby, of something to de-stress. Mm-hmm. Something that is for you, only for you, without other people, to manage stress. An activity that could go on a walk, could be a hobby, could be a book. Just something that you know reduces your stress level because you can't be in fight or flight all day. And a lot of people don't do this. They just are chaotic all day. No, find something that lowers your stress and do it every day. Yeah.
Adding on to my start your day an hour away from your phone. How do you do that? That's like entertaining for you. Yeah, you can turn on, maybe if you can't read that book you've had on your nightstand, there's audiobooks for everything. So listen to that while you're like washing your face, making your coffee, doing all that. Listen to either like music, a podcast, or like a book you like, because whenever I do that, I feel like my days go so much better. Like whatever it is, like it's so like just puts you in a better mood than being on your phone, because the second you get on your phone, you could be trapped into anything.
I'm going to have to go with buy in moderation merch. You will look 20% cooler in the gym. I promise that your motivation will go through the roof.
Buy our
Code
shit.
Rob.
Do you guys have mugs, Liam?
We do have mugs.
Yeah,
yes.
Like get yourself a fun mug. That makes mornings always better. What is that?
Right?
Oh, let's see if it'll focus.
Approved.
Oh, that's nice.
I already know this drink is not approved.
It's a really nice. It's my favorite mug. I use it every day.
Not approved.
I've got a tank top that says, "Here's a banana, calm the fuck down."
Make a poop one.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I said that once just as because I was ranting about shit. People were like, "That's awesome, put it on a shirt." I was like, "I will." Mm-hmm.
And it's got like a chemical list of all the things that make up a banana. So it's like, a bunch of amino acids and sugars and everything. Super cool.
Okay, one more. We'll do one more and then we'll end there. Mike, we got.
I'm going to assume that a lot of people that are listening right now probably consume a lot of health and fitness content, or they're looking to improve their lives. If you are following somebody that regularly confuses you, makes you scared, or makes you sad, unfollow that person. Just get rid of them.
I like it.
I don't care if they're a doctor. I don't care if they're whatever they are that they claim to be. If they're making you upset, scared, or confused, just get rid of them.
That's good. Okay, Andy talked about de-stress, so I want to bring this one up. Masturbation, just underrated. We're talking like, bro, we're all fucking adults here, and people listening probably are. Maybe they're not. Who gives a shit? And like, sexual health is so like underrated, and especially for men, because I remember this study. It was funny.
I was just going to say the study. Yep.
Yeah. Out of 30, they looked at 32,000 men, and men who ejaculated at least 21 times a month had a 20% lower chance of prostate cancer compared to those that did less. So, Do it for your health. That's all I'm saying.
I'm doing it right now.
Mike gets off to in moderation.
That is not something I do in moderation. All the time. My prostate is as healthy as can be.
Oh, shit. All right, Andy, what you got?
Find one high fiber kind of processed food, whether it be like the high fiber English muffins, the high fiber tortillas, the bonza pasta, and then incorporate it into your day.
I like that.
Just one of them that you like, and build it in, because at least you know that at least you're getting like 8 grams, 5 grams, 10 grams every day, and it makes it a lot easier to get closer to that 20 or 30.
I like that. That's good.
My keto bread's got 22 grams with the 2 slices.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 slices. I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
You only have 2 you can think of more. Do you have 2 at the end? All right, fine. It's the last one. Just say it quickly.
So on like Liam, kind of jumping off of Liam's thing, but like not really at all. But like every day, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, say something like, "I am awesome. I am like smart."
That's the same as masturbation.
As hell. Say something that's like gonna make you
masturbation
feel good about yourself and like start off your day, and then try to chug a glass of water every single morning before like coffee. The things that helps me is I find like a fiber supplement. I can't remember which one, but anything that has some type of flavor, even if it's just like meal or something that gives some flavor that you like will actually drink. But we're all capable of chugging water in the morning, and I think doing that can get you in a good routine. And it's a really simple thing to.
Okay. I like
start.
that.
Well, this is very important if you are a male listening to this, which is not really unfortunate, but it's our lower demographic. We actually have more women. But if you are a male listening to this, get a vasectomy. Because from everything I've seen from people on this podcast, children absolutely ruin your life.
Get more fiber, get sleep, and get your vasectomy, people.
Jerk off to yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. Eye contact. We're building confidence.
I'm getting a vasectomy today. God damn it.
If anybody's nervous about a vasectomy, I lived. So
reward yourself with some seed oils afterwards, and don't be your worst.
I've got no more seed.
Hey, wasn't that a great time listening to the podcast? I'm assuming you were just listening to In Moderation. So if you go ahead and hit the 5-star button, is that a thing? The like button?
That's a thing.
No.
Yep.
The like button
5
on YouTube.
stars.
If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Not the dislike button. That's a bad button. The
Bad
like button. Bad
Don't
button.
touch.
Hit all the other buttons. The share. You can go check out
all those things.
Subscribe. Go check out our Patreon. Yeah. We do have a Patreon. It's free to join if you want, or you could give us some money. That'd be really cool, like $1 or $2. It doesn't matter. Whatever you have.
That's where you'll find all the news for this.
We're super appreciative. You can find all sorts of other stuff there. We do giveaways, I think, sometimes.
Sometimes.
All that good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, peace.